Hi there, Andrew here. I love to be entertained, but I have no patience. So I give every new show I watch only one episode to hook me. Welcome to Debut Review. Today I will be watching the very first episode of Bojack Horseman. Oh boy. I'm a little skittish about this one. First of all, I really don't like the art style. I find it particularly unsightly and off-putting. I don't think it's so bad that I would never, under any circumstances, ever not enjoy the show. I mean, if it's a good show, good enough, I'll probably be able to look past an art style that I don't personally like. The other thing that concerns me is when people talk about this show, I hear words like hilarious and brilliant, and I'm like, oh, good. But I also hear words like devastating. I'm like, what? And traumatic, and makes me weep into a little puddle goo ball rocking myself in the fetal position. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound fun at all. I know nothing about this show other than there's a horseman named Bojack, and the art style is crap. So let's read the show description. Meet the most beloved sitcom horse of the 90s, 20 years later. He's a curmudgeon with a heart of, ellipses, not quite gold, ellipses, but something like gold. Copper? Will Arnett, Aaron Paul, Amy Sedaris. Oh, good vocal cast. Okay, so Bojack Horseman is someone who was on a popular sitcom 20 years ago. And now he's, I guess, somewhat out of work or just past his prime. Okay, sure. No, TVMA, so does he swear a lot? Because you know how I feel about naughty language. I don't care. Yeah, okay, well, Bojack Horseman. Let's see how devastatingly brilliant and hilarious it is. Bojack Horseman, the character, is not simply a curmudgeon. He is a depressed, self-loathing asshole. I've known assholes in my life. I'm one myself. Some assholes are fun. Usually, an asshole who is a fun asshole, it kind of requires self-awareness. Like, someone who recognizes that they're an asshole is kind of like a baseline requirement. Bojack is not a fun asshole. He's just an asshole. He's an unreliable, mean, I don't care about anything other than myself asshole. There are assholes where you look at this person and you're like, man, what an asshole. But you look at the people around this asshole and you're like, you know, I see why people hang out with him. Yeah, he's an asshole, but, you know, he's kind of a lovable asshole. Bojack is not a lovable asshole. He's just a repellent asshole. But he has a circle of friends. I don't understand why. I genuinely don't understand why anyone hangs out with this guy. He's mean. He's unpleasant. He has a house guest who I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess if he has nowhere else to stay, that would be his motivation. His girlfriend is also his agent, and I'm guessing that they just break up all the time. But she's still his agent, and they're still sleeping together, so she still hangs around this guy. I don't know why. I mean, one could assume that Mr. Horseman is hung as such, and maybe that's enough. Seems to be like the only thing he might have going for him, other than he seems to be very wealthy. He lives in a very large Hollywood home on the hills type of place. Maybe someone bought it for him. Maybe it's paid for. I don't know. He seems to have money. Maybe that's why his agent hangs around him. I don't know. I don't know. I think you're, will I like the show? I think it really depends on what you think of Bojack Horseman, the character, and whether you can stand characters like that. Typically, I can't. I really don't like this guy. And I don't want to hang out with him. In the sense that I don't want to continue watching the show and experience what he's going to. I'm phrasing that wrong. But, yeah. Which makes me very sad, because it's a very smartly written show. There are a lot of really well written jokes. There is a bunch of stuff in here that's genuinely funny, and it runs the gamut from puns to sight gags to toilet humor to lowbrow stuff to highbrow stuff to some fairly cerebral stuff. I kind of liked the opening, which is basically, has a shot of Bojack lying in bed, and he opens his eyes, and the first half of the opening is just framed, his face in the frame just kind of looking wide-eyed while he drifts through his house and across the living room, and life happens. And it's a really nicely representative way of expressing how this guy is just aimlessly drifting through his life but not living it. I thought that was cleverly staged. There's a part where where his whatever, agent girlfriend breaks up with him, and so he literally kicks her out of the car, but she's a cat, in the sense that, he's a horse, so she's a cat, and there's all kinds of different, there's humans, but there are also, penguins and turtles and dogs and cats and all kinds of cool stuff. I did not see any fish people. I wonder if there are fish people. Anyway, he kicks her out of a moving car, and while the sequence is phenomenally poorly animated, this looks cheap to the point where I think that may actually be intentional. But anyway, he kicks her out of the car, and she flips and lands on all fours. Because she's a cat, you see. I liked that. I thought that was funny. There's also a very... if you listen to the end credits song, it's about Bojack Horseman and the fact that he was on a television show in the 90s that ran for like 8 or 9 seasons, and now he's just coasting on the memory of past success. It's really, it's actually well written and funny. So I believe I can see see what a lot of people like about this. A lot of the gags are really funny. A lot of the jokes are funny. It's well written. I just, at least in this first episode, honestly cannot stand the character of Bojack Horseman because he's just a unrepentant meanie. I don't like mean people because they're mean. And being mean is mean. You see. That said, it's smart enough that I might check out episode 2, possibly even 3, just to see if this goes anywhere. Like maybe Bojack garners some self-awareness and quickly realizes that he needs to change, and it's the show is an examination of him trying to be a better person. But I mean, if I watch episode 2 and maybe 3 and he's just a slime to everyone around him, it's unpleasant to watch for me. So yeah, we shall see. Or I shall see, maybe, if I get around to it. I don't know. I still think the show artistically, from an art and aesthetic standpoint, is just ugly and unappealing. I don't like the art style. If after another episode or so I can actually stand Bojack as a character, the art style isn't so, oh gosh, I can't take it. It's not so bad that I wouldn't be able to continue watching and enjoying the show. It's still crap, but and not even crap in a cute or adorable or kitschy way. Just it's genuinely crap. It looks awful. I mean, not just from a design, but the animation. It's like, it's apparently a Netflix. Stop giving millions of dollars to Adam Sandler and put more money into your cartoons, Netflix. Come on. This is sad. I can animate better. No, I can't. But there's someone named Geraldine somewhere that could animate better than this. Make one less Adam Sandler movie and pay her to do it. This debut review took a turn for the weird. See you next time.